Our next professional to address you this morning will be Dr. Jackie Smith. Dr. Smith is here to visit with you about a demonstration of the Farm Bill Decision Aid, and we will have him come up and do that at this time. Dr. Smith. We're glad to have Dr. Smith here. He's a professor and extension economist at Texas A&M AgriLife Extension. His area of expertise is in farm and ranch management and production economics, specifically marketing, budgeting, and computer record keeping. His education includes a BS, MS, and PhDs in agricultural economics, with his BS from Texas Tech University, his Master of Science from the University of Florida, and his PhD from Oklahoma State. Thank you for being here, Dr. Smith.
Thanks. I like to hear all that stuff about Tarleton. I spent some time in Tarleton too. Most of you wouldn't know that, but Philip does. Unfortunately, I spent a little time with him. He was in a few of my classes. Well, I guess that was good. I don't know. There's always a few of my students in every class from the days when I was at Tarleton. That's many years ago, but I really enjoyed it. And the cow on the square was there when I was there too. So anyway, what we're going to do today is not dig into the Decision Aid tool very much. Going to try to encourage you to get ready to use it and be getting your data together. Not all the parts of it are up and running, and you need the whole package to make your final decisions. And we got some time. I don't encourage anybody to run to the FSA office as soon as they'll let you in the door and make your decision. Take your time, wait and see what people are developing and thinking through on the long run on this farm bill. It's not an easy thing to understand. It's as complicated as it's ever been, more so than we've ever seen before. I can't say it'll be the most complicated ever. We could get more complicated, I guess, but I don't know just how they do it. Mentioned a couple of meetings. First one there is a special meeting we're going to have for dairymen. There may not be anybody here for that one, but just in case, we're going to be announcing one that's going to be mid-September. They've got a program that will probably be available 1st of September, we think, and the sign-up will start, and they'll have a 2 to 3 month period of sign-up. And but we've got one scheduled that's nearby here, and on September 29th at the Olive Liner Center over in Plainview. We're really hoping that we can give you a full shot of the Decision Aid software by then, and that some of you will have spent some time gathering the data that you need. It's going to require all kinds of information, not just everything from your FSA information that you'll get from them as far as your bases and your yields, but those yields will be not by practice. You need that information, and that's going to come from your insurance people. You need APHs. There's all kinds of data that you need, and on the website that we'll look at in a minute, we've even got a data worksheet and give you some idea of what all you need. But what's coming along is, like I said, a complicated farm bill. And we've had various meetings. I'm sure most of you have gone to at least 1 or 2 meetings to talk about the mechanics of it. We're not really going to do that today. But one thing I want to emphasize is all parts of this program there's all kinds of interactions between the what we call the program crops and the add-on type insurance programs that are in this. And it's going to be, you need to look at all of it before you figure out what your decisions are gonna be. You don't just need, you gotta make this ARC versus PLC decision, and that's not all of it. There's other things. There's things like the fact that you can only get the SCO, the add-on type insurance, if you're in PLC. And just one little tidbit there, and payment limits are different on different parts of, there's no payment limit involved with the crop insurance, and sometimes there's ways to kind of take, depending on how close to the payment limit you are, you can participate a little different way and go to PLC and use the SCO. But I mean, I'm not trying for you right now to remember all those things. It's just to make the point that you need to look at the whole package. And the best way to look at that, I think, is going to be through our software program, our online decision aid. And that's, we got the best programmers, I think, in the world. The people that know as much of the detail about the Farm Bill as possible. And soon, I think we're going to have that program is going to be ready to evaluate all this together, including the insurance parts of it. And if you go to the website that I'll show you here in a minute, you'll see a lot of the program, and you'll see the part where you enter your data, and you can start doing that. But it's not complete yet. It won't do all the parts that's necessary to really get a good, to finish your decision. I don't really have to show you these charts for you to understand that it's an insurance farm bill, and that's you can see that by the fact that the thing that's decreased is our regular commodity program. What's gone up is the insurance, and after the first year, most of your decisions are going to be made at your insurance office. After we get this decisions that you're going to have to live with on down through the rest of the program, the commodity part for the farm bill, the part that you're going to do at the FSA office, they're going to be so busy. I don't know how they're going to stay up with all this, starting in sometime whenever people start going in and trying to make decisions. Early January or sometime, they'll be so busy that we need to be real patient with them. Of course, we know how the changes have been, and we all know the acronyms now. You probably know that there's ARC and there's ARC. Now we're even shortening it to ARC, and there's PLC, and those are your two primary commodity programs. Cotton doesn't participate in these and not involved with these. These are the two that you're going to have to make a decision on for your program crops. And that's pretty much for around here, that's non-cotton, all the grains is really what we're talking about. And so those are the decisions, your FSA type decisions, that you're going to make a decision when you go into the FSA office. And then we got the insurance products, the new insurance products, of course, that we're not going to have available this first year. We're into the first year of the Farm Bill, though we're still talking about sign-up down the road. This is, we're going to be harvesting the first crop under this Farm Bill here pretty soon, but it will give you somewhat advantage. You'll know a lot more about it before you have to sign up for it than what we probably thought we would. So that's one thing that will help. You'll have a good idea what's going to pay this year before we sign up. Hope that doesn't cause anybody to make the wrong decision just because they're going to get a little more this year and not look at it for look at it for the whole year, the whole life of the Farm Bill. There's been a few changes. Not going to really go through any of these things. The two key programs, one of them is PLC. That's the one that's a price-based part of the program. Covers income losses caused by lower price based on the reference price. And then we got the ARC, that's the revenue type program. These are the two primary FSA programs, or the commodity programs, and these are the ones you make the decisions at the FSA office, and payments come through the regular channels through the FSA. And as you compare these, you're going to see a lot of studies, and that's good. You're going to see a lot of work come out on this. All associations are going to be having people look at it for their crop. There's going to be every university, every land grant university in the world, and a lot of others too, are going to be doing studies on the comparison of ARC and PLC, and it's an important thing. And so you don't have to go the first day that they say it, sign up and go pick it. Look at these, look at our software, spend some time with your numbers, your example numbers, and don't jump to a conclusion as to which one's right for you too quick. I think our software, our policy center, College Station, and our department, not just because I'm in that department, but we got some good people. They know what's going on, and they're going to have a program that's going to look at all parts and take all those things together and help you make a decision. So don't go out there right now and think you can go in that program and make the final decision, because the insurance part of it is not even running yet. It says coming soon, and there's a couple other parts that are not quite as important that say coming soon also. So hopefully in a few weeks that it'll be all the parts will be up and running. And part of the reason that the insurance part's not running is they don't have all the numbers yet. They haven't gotten all the data that they're going to be getting from other agencies. But you'll see all kinds of charts like this. I just picked one of the many that you can find. This is kind of a generic one that you can't even tell for who it is and what it is. But you'll see the ones that I've seen like this, there seems to be some patterns. You see the blue is the ARC, and the black, purple, whatever that dark one is the PLC. And we're typically seeing the ARC paying in the early years of the Farm Bill and PLC out closer to the end. But you can run it a little different because it do something else. It all depends on the prices you put in there. Depends on how you run the prices, whose guesses you use, yours or somebody else's, or however you do it. But we'll hopefully look at this a lot, and you can feel comfortable with it. We don't want you to make a decision that causes you some problems for a good number of years, even if we extend this bill on the last 6-7 years. Of course, cotton is not in the regular programs, it's not a program crop now, but it does have a new program called Stacks, which is one of those add-on insurance things that's covered part of your deductible. It's very attractive because of the good subsidy. Of course, the SCO is similar to the Stacks, and that's for everybody, including cotton. Cotton can get into SCO also, but all these will affect your participation. I'm going to move on down here a ways. Look at the Decision Aid software a little bit, talk about it. If I fail to mention it in the next few slides, the most difficult thing is going to be to get all the data and figure out how to put it into the model. Put it into the program. It's got to keep in mind you're making decisions that need to know what your base acres are. You need the information that has your CC yield and things that come from the FSA office. and things that are not, those yields that are not based on a practice. But you need information, insurance information too, that has yields by practice, and it's just a complete package of information you need. And it's not going to be real simple to get it all. You need to get some from the FSA office, and some from the insurance, and some from your records. And you're going to have to put information of what crops you're going to plant for the next 5 years. Information about yields, what your past yields have been. To make this program work really good, you got to have all this information. And how to fit that into the model is going to be the hardest part. And that's where we're going to really work hard on this. Once we get it all out, we're going to spend a lot of time having meetings and trying to get together some good information on it. Joe Outlaw has done lots of little YouTube things and various little short explanations of different parts of it, and there's a couple of them that I'd recommend, and I expect him to get these, redo these and get them even better in the next couple of months. I thought all that was up there when I was talking. But anyway, I don't know what we call the version we got there, but it's not going to be the final version of the decision aid, because there's several things that are not running. Plus, it's going to have a different look. We don't know exactly what it's going to be, but I've seen pictures of it, but I haven't really actually run it. And it looks like the data entry part's going to be easier than it is now if you go to it. This is what you'll see if you go to the website. That's the web address right there. All of Jeff handed out one sheet there. It's got information on the front and the back, and you've got this page right here. I stole that from Steve Amerson, since he already had the one with the nice circles on it. I decided to just use it. He's got the address right here, and circle some key things on this website that you need to know where they are. To get to the actual decision aid, you're going to start by clicking on the economic models, and then when you get to that page, we'll show you the second page. You got to agree that you've read it all and that you understand what you're getting into, and then you got to actually go to it. But before we go there, right here, you'll see there's one that's circled over there, preliminary data requirements. That's where you can get a sheet that's been developed, fill in the blank to help you know what data you're going to have to get together to run through the model. You'll just print that out and make some copies of whatever you'll do with it. That's part of the data sheet. That's what the data sheet's going to look like. But it's got 3 pages that goes with it that explains different parts of this and gives you some ideas. And there's 2 of these. It was back on the first page there. This section right here where it says Farm Policy Minutes. You get into that section from here. From this website. When you first get to it, you can go to that, and that's help sessions. And if you go to this one, you're going to find about 15 of these little 1 to 2 to 5 minute podcasts or whatever that Joe Outlaw's doing. And the ones that I recommend would be number 11 and 12. They have to do with data entry and gathering your data, and how to organize that data as it goes into the model. And that's going to be complicated. It's a good thing we got 3 or 4 months here to work through this. But we're going to be developing some examples to go into this and some typical farms, and I think that's going to really help a lot with you this. Again, these are the ones. There's 2 of them that are titled explaining how to input data. and it's parts 1 and 2. That's all he's got right now. But it's in the whole series, it's 11 and 12. And I hope that means he's going to do 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8 or something as he moves on. So as you want to get to the decision aid, back to that, on that first slide we're looking at, you clicked on economic models when you first got to the policy website. And then you go down and you click on Farm Bill, 2014 Farm Bill, the Farm Program and Insurance Decision Aid. Click on that, and then then you got to set up an account, putting a name and a password in there, and then you're ready to go. And that's when you get into the hard part, putting the data in. But we're going to do workshops. We're going to be putting out information as we learn things and as we do various examples. And I really don't plan to do anything else from now till March. So, and we'll have a good number of us around the state. That's all we'll do. And we're just supporting the FSA guys that are going to have the real hard work to do. And anytime we can take some load off of them in the next few months, we'd like to. I think I better stop there. Anybody got any questions? Not on the details of the Farm Bill. They may change, but maybe not. We're not planning for it to change. But it is complicated, but the good news is what we really find out when we do various comparisons of the PLC and the ARC, in the long run, it usually doesn't make much difference once we get into it. So if you sleep better, I tell you that it's not going to make a lot of difference. It may be, if you just got one more year to farm, and this is your last year to farm, and you're fixing to retire, you're going to look at it on a one-year deal, and you're going to have advantage over the ones that are tied to 5 years down the road. Because you'll be able to have a good idea of which one of these programs is going to pay on your corn and sorghum and your grain basis, which ones are going to pay. So that's one advantage of being ready to retire. Okay, well that's all I got.